All right, welcome back to another episode of Engineers Blueprints. Episode something. This is the Borneo episode. Remember that? By popular demand, a lot of people, a bunch of people want Borneo. Wanted me to talk about Borneo in one of these episodes, so we're here. We're doing Borneo. It's Borneo time. Borneo is actually one of my favorite maps, so no problem. Easy. What do I love about Borneo? I love that there are so many forward holds. This is the forward hold map. If you like forward holding on red team, then you will love playing on Borneo. Typically, payload maps, I feel, are a little bit more blue favored. Borneo says, nah, if you know how to forward hold, it's so hard to get past. If you've got a relentless red team who will make you take every inch of this map, then you're in for, some would consider, a slog. But hopefully I will be able to tell you how to combat that as well on blue, but also set up these kinds of forward holds that will enable your team to be a defensive paragon. I don't know. All right, well, without further ado, let's just get right into the episode. Alright, so this is, a map where you can do the Jag Effect rollout. Highly recommend it. There's an entire video on how to do Jag Effect rollouts for most maps. Probably need to update it now that there's so many new maps. Now, you could do some really annoying spawn camping, sentry placements. I'll show you two of them. The two of them that I like to do. Sometimes. It depends. It depends on if I have confidence in my team to actually hold with me, to hold forward with me. So you have to get the level 3 sentry gun for this to work. Well, the first one I'll show you, and this one's a little bit, this one you basically have to accept that this is going to go down almost instantly. It's right here, because it watches that door, they can, if they see out the door and they see, an engineer's trying to pull a fast one on us, then they can, shoot a couple rockets at it. But it can take some people by surprise. Sniper can walk out that door thing and he's going to get some headshots and get immediately blasted by it. It's pretty funny. And you can pretty safely heal it from back here without putting yourself in danger. So, yeah, if you want to do that, that's a great little place to put it, if you can make that little jump that I did there. The other place that I like to put it before the round starts, if you can get here fast enough, Jag Effect rollout would help you a lot with that, is up here. Now, you can build on this little ledge. And the instinct, I think, is for people to put it right here so that it just shoots people immediately and come out. But it's so easy to just kind of peek this corner with rockets and not really get affected by it that much. So the real strategy is to put it as far back as possible here, and you'll see why. It's because you can't really see it that well whenever you're walking out of spawn. Pretend I'm on blue team now. You walk out. It's all safe. You walk out, and before you know it, your ass is getting blasted by a sentry gun that you didn't even see. It's pretty good. It barely sees this track, so people who are pushing the cart, maybe who are holding on this side, might get hit by it as well. It is a little weak to players who happen to see it somehow from over here. So if somebody sees it from over there, then they might spam it out. But this entire area over here, it basically, what it is here is just makes this entire area kind of safe for your team to play in. This is not a bad place to hold, in my opinion. This building up here is definitely a great place to hold. And we'll get more into that later, but I think that this, if you can secure this with a sentry gun that is kind of annoying to peek out and actually get to, that's great. Now, it might be tempting to rescue ranger heal it from right here, but don't do that. There's a sniper sightline right there. So just stand in this alleyway and do it. It's safer, and if you need to rescue ranger it out, you can just walk back. Now, this is the other place that I like to put it. This is another forward hold. Right on this green grass line between the dirt and the grass. This is a great place to hold back here as well. You can put your dispenser right here. I like to put it a little higher up so that it can't be spammed as easily from people who are walking up this thing. They can't really see it as well. If you were to put it a little further down on the ground, they'd be able to see it. But you put it right here. Teammates can use your dispenser all they want. by standing right here, they retreat. If they, stand up here, they have the high ground on the cart. They can shoot down on that. Snipers can stand up here, shoot the snipers over there. Yeah, this room, great place to hold. You have the high ground on people who are pushing up here. An Uber might come through here. A pyro could just sit here and just spam the shit out of them as they walk through here. And then your sentry gun is the last line of defense. Also, I like this specific spot because it also kind of watches this track a little bit, just a sliver of it, enough to be kind of annoying whenever you're pushing the cart. If you push the cart to right here, this sentry gun will still bite at you. It's pretty good. While you're holding here, I put the teleporter in here because it's closer to this setup so that you can do the jag effect roll and quickly get your sentry on top of that roof before the timer is up at the beginning. But I prefer to put it back here in this bush. That's another cool thing about Borneo. There's a lot of bush spots for teleporters, little hidden spots. Now when they come out of this teleporter, they're going to basically be given the world. They have a high ground on everything. They have the high ground on such a long stretch of track. There isn't too much of a sniper sight line here. I mean, if a sniper stands right there, which, snipers don't stand there. They stand on the track. They stand back and spawn. If you're a sniper player, don't stand there. There's not going to be a teleporter here, I promise. It basically means that they can come in here, they can defend the cart, or they can contribute to this forward hold over on the right side here. Snipers that come through here, they can just easily go to where they want to stand, which is over here behind the tree, sort of next to the tree, watching this long sniper sight line back here. This is a great forward hold on Borneo. It's kind of devastating, honestly. If you can hold this area, you can really burn a lot of time. And this isn't even the best hold for this point, in my opinion. We'll go over to where that is right now. So if this area gets taken out, then you can retreat to over in this little area. Now, this is probably where you've seen a lot of people setting up sentry guns on this point, and it's right here. Dispenser can go right there. That's pretty good. Teleporter exit behind this wall here. This is nice to put back here. But yeah, you can pretty safely just kind of chill in here. And usually, because if they chase you out or if there's no resistance, they'll usually get the cart to about here, and then it becomes extremely difficult for them to push it this last stretch because of this sentry gun. The sentry gun is kind of insane. Demo men who are smart, who know how to play it behind the cart, who can lob stickies and grenades into that little bunker over there, will be able to kind of spam it out. But you got the Wrangler, baby. The Wrangler is pretty darn good here as well. And honestly, there aren't a whole lot of soldiers who like to jump up here and corner peek this, but if they do, that's what your team is for, baby. If you're playing with an engineer who's doing this, you got to play in front. You got to play right here. You got to be the meat shield, and the sentry will support you. You can't lean all of your defenses on one sentry gun. It's just not possible. Sentry guns are very, very, very fragile. A lot of people don't like to believe it, but they are so easily taken out. The strength that sentry guns have, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it very much applies to this spot, is that they do a lot of damage if they have angles on people and they aren't able to be retaliated against. And it's so much easier to have that set up whenever your teammates are taking the brunt of the damage and actually kind of preventing people from like getting good shots on it, because it's so much harder for a demo man to sit here and lob grenades if there's like a heavy like standing here going shooting at him. So this thing will be able to just kind of pester people while they're dealing with actual players. It's very powerful. But if it does get taken down, or if you have to move it, I'd say next step, put it like right here. If the timer, like if the round timer is getting to like less than a minute, because this is like the pub push destroyer, this spot right here, because people are like, oh my god, we have to cap. They get on the cart, they don't even have any like regard for their life, and the sentry just cleans them up. Only really put it right here, in my opinion, if you have to, or if there's not 5 minutes left in the mission, but 60 seconds left on the mission. But if you put it right here, just be aware, this section right here coming around the corner, like with an Uber, is devastating. So just like play back here. Like don't die for this thing. You have to, it's so much better to just retreat. As always, it's so much better to not go down with your ship. So just make sure you're just positioning yourself in a way where you're not going to like get run down by something. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about first. Alright, this video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, and available now for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. War Thunder lets you take command of over 2,500 vehicles, tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships from 10 major nations, from rickety 1920s biplanes all the way to modern jets and main battle tanks. It's like every TF2 class got replaced with a 50-ton metal monster with a bad temper. The detail is just wild, realistic graphics, authentic sound, and vehicles so accurate you'd think an engineer cooked them up in a shed. You'll be joining a worldwide army of over 95 million players in PvP chaos that makes a sweaty control point match look like a picnic. My favorite part though, the air battles. Diving, rolling, and shredding targets from above feels like playing Scout if the Scout could fly and was legally classified as a weapon. You don't even need any extra hardware. You can fly any aircraft with simply a mouse and keyboard, even in simulator mode. War Thunder is free to play on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile, so sign up using my links in the pinned comment or video description. New players and returning players who haven't jumped in for at least 6 months on PC and consoles will get a massive bonus pack including multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive Eagle of Valor decorator, 100,000 silver lines, and 7 days of premium account, but it's only available for a limited time, so grab it while you can. Shout out to War Thunder once more for sponsoring the video. Now back to it. Alright, let's say that they cap first. If they cap first, you have two options. I mean, you can look at your team. If they're still up and like supporting you, if somebody like snuck capped them, but they're still like around here helping you, a really underrated spot, in my opinion, is right here. I think that this is like probably the best sentry spot on the entire map. It's tragic though. It basically makes it so hard for anybody to take this room on blue. Look at this sentry. It's, oh my gosh. It pins you against this wall, and this lip prevents you from leaving. Its hitbox is like blocked a little bit by this and that lip there. And you have such incredible cover to heal it by standing on this box and doing this, or even just standing way safer back here and doing this. You can also put your dispenser back here. Your teleporter can stay there because like it's so good to have your team come out and just be, again, a meat shield for the sentry gun. And the reason why this is a tragic sentry spot is because it doesn't watch the point. It doesn't watch the point at all. So you have to rely on your team to support you here if this sentry gun is going to work, because what you're doing is guaranteeing your team a really, really good holding position for second. Like, this is incredible. Like, this is probably one of the best holds on the entire map. It's a forward hold, very forward hold. You're basically still holding first. Being able to basically just have your team sit in here and, like, shoot anyone who attempts to push the cart. They can continue to hold this area safely. Any Uber that tries to come through here is going to get, like, extremely stuffed by this. Like, sentry spots where in order to Uber into them, you have to walk like the entire length of their site are always going to be very, very overpowered. This is no exception. So if you see your engineer holding in here, just be aware, like, he's not defending the point. You're in charge of that, and he is holding down this area for you to recover in, for you to get your heals in, for you to basically have as like a staging area to actually sit in here and defend the point from all of the amazing angles that this area will give you. That's this. That's basically all I wanted to say about this. I think that this is a really, really good spot to build. But if you get chased out of there, or if you can't set up that in time, or if your team isn't going to help you, the next place that you can build is in here. I like to put the dispenser on the staircase, prevent spies from going up the stairs. They have to jump over it, and it makes it very obvious that it's a spy if they're jumping over your dispenser. Sentry gun, a very good sentry spot is in here, just in this little cubby area. I mean, like, not too far like out, because it can get kind of spammed out by people who see it from like these angles. But By the way, this spot in Highlander is called Corn. Do you know why it's called Corn? I don't know. I don't either. This spot is great because it's kind of like you can set up kind of a pincer move if you've got another engineer over on that side, or if your team is just holding on that side in general. But it also just allows your team to kind of stand in here. This is a good place to hold for your team. They can walk over here. They can prevent people from going down this drop down. They can stand here and kill people. Snipers can set up right here and get this really good sniper sight line here. Yeah, holding this room is your team's responsibility, but this is watching the track very nicely. Very hard for people to push a cart when the sentry's right there. Oh, teleporter. It goes right here. This is a really good place to put the teleporter. This whole backyard area is a little iffy. Ideally, you'd want your team to prevent people from going down that by holding this area. But if you want to run a shotgun or something, you can just also kind of tussle in here with a shotgun. It's not a bad idea. But if the cart is getting pushed up to that area right now, then it's clear that this sentry is not doing his job or it's dead. So this is the new sentry spot once this cart is right there. I mean, like, you guys see like how ridiculous this map is so far, right? I mean, like, they have to like fight everybody in here to take, you know, the cart to about right here. They have to fight the sentry gun in here and everybody right here to get the cart from there to about right here, and then they have to fight everybody over here now and everybody over here to get the sentry gun, to get the cart from here to here. There's so many holds to prevent people from steamrolling if you are proactive about it. It's so good. It's a lot of fun, a lot of options. Because, you know, if you think about it, like, there's a lot of maps. Oh, dispenser goes good right there. There's a lot of maps where if you don't get the hold on a point, then you lose it, right? But with Borneo, if you don't get the hold, if you don't get that hold, at least you still have this one. And if you don't get this one or that one, at least you still have this one. Like, I like that there's a lot of options where it's like, it's not lost just yet. You can still hold here. And if your team manages to push them out, then you can move up and you can be like, okay, now we've taken this back now. It's very dynamic in that way. I don't know if the word dynamic is being used correctly there, but anyway, if your teleporter is not doing so well in that building like it was before, this isn't a bad place to put it. It doesn't really go that far at this point. Yeah, it goes like around the corner from right there to right there, but it's better than nothing. A dispenser right here is very good. You can have a heavy just kind of post up on this corner and just kind of blast anybody who tries to push up that hill. And then this denies like Ubers, people who are jumping, people who are trying to sneak up this rock here. I will mention, it seems tempting to put the sentry up here, but I feel like this kind of exposes it too much. It can be seen from a long ways away, from over there and from over there. It's much safer, I think, to put it down here, and it basically guards the exact same stuff to just put it back here in this corner. You're a lot more hidden, and it, like I said, it sees basically the same thing. If you don't like the dispenser back there, if you want to be a little bit more passive with it, you could put it in here as well. Not a bad idea. Your team will see it at least. Sometimes, you know, and we'll talk about this more later, I think, on different points, but getting your team to see where the dispenser is, like, as soon as possible is so important for dispenser spots, I think. It's an underrated aspect of dispenser spots, in my opinion. Putting it right there, they might not see it, you know? It's kind of hidden. But, yeah, that's second. I think, you know, if they push past here, it's good to get out as soon as possible and try and forward hold this area. This area is, I think, kind of a weak forward hold area, in my opinion. If I don't know, for engineer, it's not too good. For if teams can hold up here, then it's good. But I don't know about engineer, because I will say, like, you want to put a sentry here, but it's kind of easily spammed by people who can very easily see it through this window. Like, they can just be like, oh, there's a sentry there. Rocket. Pretty easy to take out. Spies can easily just walk up here, put a sapper on it before anybody can do anything. I think it's a little bit more valuable to be a little bit more of a passive person. I like putting it here, with the dispenser here, and maybe even the teleporter exit here. So yeah, whenever blue is coming up this way, you want them to fight your team here. But if your team wants to retreat, then this is a good place to retreat to, down here. And if they get chased, sentry gun, backing them up. It's not bad. But I think it's pretty inevitable that blue will most likely have control of this if they're not getting their absolute booty stomped. The most value you can do as engineer, I think, for the most part, is put a sentry back here just as a safe place to retreat back to. If you want, you can put your dispenser like up here, though. It's a little closer to the action. Now, say you don't have this anymore. Say you've they've pushed the cart. I mean, a pretty long ways, to be honest. This is the longest stretch of track that they have to push it. Say they've pushed it to I don't know, like right here or something. I think your next best place to put your setup is obviously in this barn here. This is where, whenever I played Highlander, this is where everybody would set up. And this is very good. This is a very good spot, but I never see this in pubs. And the reason why I never see this in pubs is because it requires your team to help you up here. Like teams in pubs don't like to hang out up here, I think. I don't know why. They just don't like it. They want to roam around. They want to roam around the world. So I get it. But if you see an engineer putting his stuff up here and you want to help him out, this is a good place to kind of hang out and make sure that people don't come around this corner, like basically posting up in here and taking this high ground and basically shooting people who come through this door. Same on this side. If you see that they're rotating or something, hanging out on this side, which is why the dispensaries here is to encourage people to hang out on this ground floor here. And you know, pyro up here, Pybros. If you like playing Pybro, this is a good place to be because you can just air blast people off so much. I mean, Uber comes over here, tries to destroy this, air blast them off down there. Now you're down there. But you guys can see why this is such a good spot for a sentry, right? I mean, it has insane high ground on people who are pushing the cart and basically defends this entire room. It's so good. It's so good. Very underrated spot. Weirdly enough. I mean, I don't know. I played this map hundreds of times in pubs, and this is like a rare spot to see the sentry gun going. Teleporter can go actually up here as well to encourage your team to help you. If you want your team to be up here with you, you can put your teleporter up here. It's a pretty good idea to put it it's kind of safe to put it up here. If you don't like the dispenser there, you can put it here. I mean, if the dispenser here is kind of susceptible to people who are down here and they see it, they can shoot it. This is also a pretty good place to put it if you like putting your dispenser down here. And now you have sight on all of your buildings with your rescue ranger, so pretty good. Now another place to put this teleporter that's really good is back here. This is basically completely hidden, and it puts your team in a pretty advantageous position. I mean, look, where is this? You can't even see it. It's great. Now say that they've basically completely taken control of this entire building. I'd say that the next place to set up is kind of a hybrid, last stand defense of the third point, and a very good forward hold on the last point. And that's to put the sentry gun about right here, and the dispenser about right here. Now the metal economy on this part of the map is kind of rough, so I would highly recommend using the Eureka effect for this point in particular. There are other points in this map where that can be true as well, but I feel like this is really rough as far as actually getting your metal. I think that there's a tiny metal pack there and a medium one there, so just keep that in mind. If you want to actually sustain in this area or actually get a pretty fast setup, then consider using the EE. But if that really forward teleporter goes down over there, oh, I didn't even load the bushes. See, there we go. If that goes down, a really nice spot for the teleporter here is in this corner. Kind of hidden away, tucked away, puts people exactly where you want them to be. It's where you want to be. It's very useful for the Eureka effect since you're right on your nest. I will mention you can put your buildings up there, but believe me, I've tried it. It's not that good. It's the same kind of deal as the balcony on second. C is basically the same thing, makes it more exposed. Like it basically is just like, oh, they have your team, the enemy team now has that entire back area to splash rockets off of. At least with this, they have to actually kind of hit a direct hit or hit the ground. There's the chance of missing and hitting this instead sometimes. Now, if the blue team is posted up on this angle here, all the way back here, and spamming your sentry from this angle, it might be beneficial to just kind of give up on this point, at least defending that point with your sentry gun and moving it to about right here. You got to make sure it's like right there's fine. If a blue team member stands like back here, they're not gonna be able to get shot by it, but they don't know that. At least they didn't until I just revealed it. But this is not a bad spot. Kind of takes people off guard. Kind of hard to see out of the corner of your eye when you're coming around. You can definitely like corner peek it, but it's kind of a last ditch kind of sentry gun before you actually move to a little bit more of a better last hold. All right, so now we're on the last, I guess. And as far as forward holds go, that was it. I mean, last, when it comes to forward holding, it's inch by inch. It's inches. I would consider this to be a forward hold on last, is putting your sentry gun this far forward, so that it watches like people coming through here. And putting your dispenser like far forward so your team can actually like forward hold as well. Like putting it down at the bottom of these stairs isn't too bad of an idea. I would consider this a bit of a forward hold. I would even consider to be like putting like the dispenser like in this corner down here to be forward holding. You could even put the sentry gun here. Maybe like a little further back in the corner so it doesn't get spammed out by people poking that angle. But yeah, if anybody pushes the cart to like right here, they're going to get blasted. If anybody comes through this door, they're going to get blasted. Anybody stands on that sentry gun, shoots them. So yeah, you can still kind of forward hold in this room, which I would recommend at least attempting, because the distance from here to here is actually not that far at all, and that's usually about the amount of distance that any blue team will have to push in order to win on this point. Getting the cart to this doorway is not that hard for blue, in my opinion. But getting the car from here to here, it can be very difficult, and you will make it very difficult by forward holding and making them take every inch. If you're not able to sustain this kind of setup, like forward holding with your sentry gun, all that stuff down the floor, this is a very, very good spot. Sentry gun up on these barrels, and of course, if you want to put your dispenser back here as well, I would recommend not putting it on top of this so you can actually take it. Because if you put the dispenser on top of that, then you're not able to pick it up. And then you can kind of stand on top of it and do this. Just go AFK, eat a sandwich. Say blue team comes through this angle, they can sit here and spam it out without getting shot at. But if they actually try and Uber through here, then it's going to actually be able to see them and shoot them. If you put it like on this side, then it's not going to be able to see them and shoot them by the time they get over here. It will not have prevented their movement at all. They're going to be able to easily walk over here and do stuff. Same can be said about this angle, right? You put it over here. These barrels and boxes block people from pushing up this side. So that's probably the main benefit of putting up here, is it kind of like covers both of these angles, but at the same time is a little tiny bit easier for people to spam out. I think it's a little bit more noticeable. But I mean, that's pretty much last on Borneo. This putting sentry guns, like if you have multiple engineers on last on any payload point, it can be very tough for blue, but it's very difficult, I think, to push this point if you have multiple engineers setting up on barrels on this side and on this side. Like it kind of covers everything. Like Ubers that try and push the spawn, they get kind of like blasted by sentry guns immediately. It's really hard to hold this because, like, if you walk over here, this sentry gun's gonna shoot your head and you're gonna fall off, or you're gonna walk up here, sentry gun's gonna turn around and shoot you. It's hell for blue, but it's okay because we're going to talk about blue now. We're going to switch on over to the blue. Now for blue, I'm going to be on minis, but keep in mind you can also run leveled sentries if you want. It's just kind of a playstyle preference thing more than anything, I think. But obviously, it's a little bit easier to be aggressive if you have the gunslinger, just because you get more health. So whenever you're first pushing out of blue spawn, you don't want to immediately go to the cart, I think, because there's always going to be a sniper back there. And there's nothing you can really do about it. So instead, you kind of want to try and find an angle on either side here. And personally, I prefer to go up this way. I feel like you can get more things done going up that way. But we'll talk about this angle first, right? First of all, I think it's a good idea if you can get out here without any, like, people. If there's nobody, like, harassing you, put a dispenser right there immediately. And then teleporter in there, and it's not going to stay in there. It's just like you want to get it up as soon as possible, but you can't put it where it actually should go, which is like basically just like where I'm standing, because there's going to be red players watching that like immediately. So it's better to just kind of put it in there for now. And even if you do leave it in there, it's fine. People will still see it when they come out. It'll be in a weird spot. It'll just be in that house for some reason. And then, I mean, you can come out here, you can shoot people, be a little shotgun warrior. I personally like to try and take this side, help my team try and take this area. I think this is a good place to start trying to take on blue, because you can put like a little mini hold in here, put your teleporter back there, and then maybe if you do eventually get to hang out over here, you could put your dispenser back here. This is a nice little hold. It makes it so that like your team can sit here and say they've got like the typical like red engineer back there. This is a very easy place for them to kind of sit here and spam it out. And then they've got this to retreat back to. They've got this health pack. It's all good and gravy. Now, as we're pushing the cart up the track, I'm not going to actually go and push the cart, but as we're pushing it up the track, I like to go back here and I like to kind of put it a little mini sentry in these bushes. It's a little like tough to see, sort of. You could also do the same thing right there. That could probably be a little bit over to the side, right? Oh yeah, look! Oh yeah, look at that! Oh, ooh, that's evil. Another good place to put it is right here, the dispenser. By it, I mean dispenser. Put the dispenser back here, or down here on the ground, and it allows you to do this like silly thing. I think this is underrated little play to put a sentry gun just right there, because like whenever people like try and come out here to defend the red sentry, say I'm on red, and I'm like, I'm going to defend my red sentry gun from attackers. You're getting pestered by this thing. You're like, what the fuck is this? You have to divert your attention. And then you get shot at by a demo man. So pretty good little building boosting trick there. And yeah, I mean, as engineer, on payload, you generally want to be on cart as much as possible. After you've set up all your supportive buildings, you can kind of edge the cart into this building as much as you can. All right, I think that's pretty much first point for blue engineer. Let's move on to the second point. The second point, I think, is a little bit more interesting as far as blue engineer goes. This is kind of like a very important point for engineer, I think. If you don't have an engineer up for this part and red team is actually defending, then it's kind of rough. So you got to be on it with your teleporters for this part. First off, probably the furthest back that you want to put your teleporter is like right here. You know, right there is not bad, or right here is not bad. You know, puts people up here that can kill people who might be still holding this area. You want to put the dispenser about right there. That's a good place for one. I don't necessarily like putting the teleporter like with the dispenser a lot of the time, because like if they find that like this is a little bit more exposed, it needs to be exposed because it can be used a lot more by your team. But the teleporter, I think, needs to remain a little bit more hidden. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to put your teleporter and your dispenser like super close together a lot of the time unless you absolutely have to, because if somebody finds it, that's a 2-for-1 special. They have to find two different things. You have to find this, and they have to find that in order to destroy both of them now with that setup. All right, so I think that this is not bad as like a first like kind of offensive hold. Do what you can to push the cart to about this bend, and then past this point, it's going to be really hard to continue to do that. So in order to continue, I think on blue, you're going to want to go down this drop down and start kind of picking away at this angle as much as you can. And the best way to help your team do that, I think, is to put a teleporter like right back here. It's very strange. It's like facing this crate. But it's actually kind of hard to see it from over here, and you actually wouldn't even notice it's there unless you like walk over here and you catch it. Red team probably won't know it's there. They'll be like, why are blue players like spawning in this room? What's going on? I'm so confused. Doi, duh, it's right there, dummy. Look at your screen. Getting control of this room, very, very useful. I mean, at this point, you can just kind of start moving your buildings up as much as possible. If you can get like your team filtered through here and around here to push from this angle, generally going to be lobbing slob lobs over the track to the sentry guns going to be posted up right there. Then that's a really solid way to attack this point. I really don't like encouraging the entirety of blue team to go up this track, because it's like they have such incredible high ground on you, and by the time that you get the cart up this hill, your entire team, like, you still have the sentry to deal with and everybody over there, so it's a little rough. You want to try and get people to push from this angle, so it's a little bit more of like a fair team fight. You're on even ground, and you can more easily see the sentry from an angle that you won't get shot at while you're dealing with it. And again, this little bush teleporter real quick. If you can get the bush teleporter back here, even better than back there, because now you're pushing from this angle and it's just faster. So yeah, being really proactive with your, that's the summary for blue engineer on second point. If you can be really proactive with your teleporters, really relentless with your teleporters, if your teleporter exit goes down, keep it up. It's so important for this point. All right, so let's consider the fact that you have carried your team so far and they've capped second. Now the forward spawn will move up to about right here. This is the forward spawn for after they cap after you cap second. First off, you want to try and put your teleporter, like, I like putting it back here just because it's safer. Like, it's very possible that like red team still has some players up here, so like you don't want to fully commit to this building yet. But putting like a little sneaky teleporter back here isn't a bad idea. It gets people far enough forward. Your dispenser, ideally, eventually, you want to put it up here. I think this is a great dispenser spot for holding this point, because you want to post your blue team members up on this little platform up here, so they can choose where to go. They've got, you know, this one, or this one. They've got their whole world ahead of them, and if they want to retreat, if they want to like go back and get some health, they have it. So, you know, you can put your sentry right there. It doesn't really matter. I like sentries are so much more dynamic on blue. You could just kind of put them wherever you think they're going to be good. I mean, you're not going to be defending a point, really. You're just kind of defending your setup, so just don't think too much about it. I like to put it up here eventually because it just directs people where I want them to go more. Like, say you spawn here, there's the possibility that you ignore those stairs and you just kind of like meander and go all the way around here, or even worst case scenario, you spawn and then you're like, what, where do I go, what the hell, and then you just go all the way back to second point. Eventually you kind of want to like put it so it's facing where you want people to go better, which is up here, so that they actually go like across this way and maybe make better choices. This is not a bad little setup here, but as you want to ease your way forward, you can move the teleporter, you know, over here. It's not bad. It kind of commits your team to pushing this angle instead of that one, which isn't bad. I personally prefer this one over that one, so it isn't a bad idea. And then the dispenser you can put down here. Like, these are all, like, I feel like on blue payload, I'm just kind of, like, showing you, like, as we ease our, like, offense forward, this is generally where I'll, like, start kind of rotating buildings to. They're very loose, though. Like, it's pretty much just kind of, like, you gotta observe, like, what your team is doing and where they're holding, and putting your buildings where they're going to be the most helpful. Like, you don't want your buildings to be lagging behind your team. So just be aware of that as much as you can. You know, just kind of like proactively moving things forward, you know, and not like making huge steps forward in terms of like ground taken, but that's just how this map plays. It's you're fighting for every inch of ground. Eventually, like, you might even want to, like, when you have like the carta about that like bend, it might be good to like rotate the teleporter to about like right here. This is pretty good because it'll put people up on the high ground, and if they want, they can jump down and immediately start pushing the cart. And it's pretty safe from attackers. They have to go all the way up here in order to actually take it out, and a lot of the time they won't even know where it is. You could also put it right here, and this is also just kind of like pre-setting up for a not too bad spot to put it when pushing last. In fact, now that I think about it, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about third. So pushing last. This is where the forward spawn goes. So just move your teleporter entrance up when you cap that point. And I think generally, let's be honest, most of the time, you know, this transition from pushing this point to pushing this point, there's still going to be a lot of people holding this. I mean, this is such a good angle to hold that there's probably still going to be a lot of people, even after you have this point. Like I said before, this is like a dual holding spot where you're holding back people from capturing this point, and it's a forward hold for last. So just be aware that, like, once you cap this point, there's probably still going to be a lot of people in this area. So you don't want to, like, just be like, all right, moving that gear up, let's go, and then you get blasted. So just keep a little bit more passive. Put your teleporter, like, right here, because this will allow your team to kind of spawn in here. They'll be able to choose. They can go down and push the cart and be a little bit more on the front lines, or they can loop around here and start attacking from this angle, which is a very good angle to be attacking this forward hold from on blue. For that reason, you want to make sure your dispenser is in a good spot for your team to be using. I like putting it right here, although this is a little hot of a spot for the dispenser, because if they've got red players over here, they can definitely see it and shoot it, and it might take some collateral damage from your team getting spammed out. So if you want, you can put it like back here. It's a little bit more safe from rockets or whatever that might be directed in this area, but it's still generally able to be used by your team. Let's say that you've destroyed the forward hold as much as you could. I think there are two really good teleporter spot. Well, I guess three. Well, sort of. A lot of people might look at this. I mean, look at this cubby. This is like, the map maker's like, this is where buildings go, right? I mean, this is what this is, right? This is building cubby. So obviously teleporter, I mean, yeah, it goes pretty good in here. But I will say a weakness of this teleporter spot is when you come out of it, you might be just instantly in a battle, because this is like always a contested area. This is like, there's always people fighting here. So whenever you come out of this teleporter, you might just automatically just take collateral splash damage from some stuff, or just be unprepared. So that's why I like to actually put the teleporter a tiny bit further back in this room, up on this shelf. Reason being is when you come out this teleporter, you've got this entire window to like look through and be like, all right, what's going on out there? Is there a battle? If there is, I can assess. I can say, I want to join this battle, I don't want to join this battle. Or you can see that it's safe and you can walk forward. There's a lot more choices that you get to make whenever you go through this teleporter versus when you go through this teleporter. Despite it being a little further forward, I feel like it endangers your team a little bit more than it should. So that's why I like to put it back there. But What about the dispenser? The dispenser could go in the building cubby. Sure, it could go in the building cubby, but I think you know what I'm gonna say. It's too hidden. I think that, like, I don't know. Whenever you're like on blue and you're like, I'm battling. I'm on 1 health. Where do I go? Where's the health? I guess there's a tiny one here. I don't know. Like, what the fuck? What do I do? It's kind of hard, you know, like, to know that it's in there. So that's why I think it's just better to put it out here, because it's just more visible. It's basically in the same spot. It's just more visible. Yeah, it is a little bit more exposed to getting shot at by people who are battling in here, but it's definitely going to be putting in a lot more work because more people are going to notice it. Like I said before, one of the most important things about dispensers is that they just have to be noticeable to your team. Otherwise, like, they're just never going to see it and they're never going to use it. Like, why would they use a dispenser that they don't know is there? This is like a pretty solid pushing last setup already. But I would be remiss if I didn't show you guys some cheeky little areas to put some stuff. You can actually put a teleporter up there. That's not a bad place to put it. It is a little, like, weird. I don't know. You just kind of, like, people drop down on... I don't know, but at the same time, it's like you might be putting people in a disadvantageous position, because what if there's red players and then all of a sudden a blue player who has their back turned appears in front of you? What are you gonna do? Stab it? Shoot it? Unfortunately, the map maker was smart enough to make this no build. Otherwise, this would be an amazing spot for a teleporter. Why is this even here? Just get rid of it. It's not even... It's whatever. So, pushing last as engineer on Borneo is rough. There isn't really much you can do besides just maintaining your buildings, but you could just assist your team with your shotgun, and if you can get a sentry gun like right here, I think that that's great, because it'll watch this most of this entire track besides the part that is blocked by this beam here. I also think that if you're pushing from this angle, putting a sentry gun like right here is insane, because say red team jumps down to like try and defend it, they're gonna get peppered by this thing that they didn't even see. But getting in here is the tough thing, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be defended by sentry guns. So, you know, you could be an annoying little bastard and do this if you want. But when people see that, their face turns red and they might get enraged and come after you. But yeah, that's pushing last on Borneo. It's very misleading how easy this is. I think if you were to look at the distance that you have to push the cart, you're like, oh, that's not too bad. Just push it from here to here. Easier said than done. Easier said than done, folks. Borneo, what can we say about Borneo? How can we summarize it? It's really about taking it 1 inch at a time. All right, that sounded weird, but Borneo is a map that you gotta just fight over every centimeter, and that can be really fun for some people. It can be very aggravating for some people. I personally find it very fun and interesting, and I like that there are so many options for engineer to do stuff on. So I hope that was demonstrated accurately and efficiently in this video. Suggest, like, you know, we've done an attack defend map, we've done a payload map. Maybe we could do like a King of the Hill map next. We could do like even a payload race map next. I mean, or maybe a CTF map. Oh, I don't know about that. Uncle Dane doing a CTF map. I don't know about that, but I appreciate you guys, and make sure you guys check out War Thunder. Sponsored this video. They sponsored me a bunch. I appreciate it every time. Pays the bills. So make sure you go and check out the stuff that you see on screen. Limited time to get it. Scoop it up, or else. All right, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you nieces and nephews next time. Bye-bye.